I think it is probably possible now to start a company that is a one-person company that will go on to be worth like more than $1 billion.
That wasn't a scene from a sci-fi movie. That was Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, predicting that within just 3 years from today, a single person with a laptop will be worth as much or more than these companies that you've probably heard of. Now, whether 2028 will be the magic year, or 2026 or 2030 isn't really the point. The point is the ceiling on what one person can achieve alone has been completely shattered. Welcome back, I'm Clarence. If you're new here, I started a lead generation agency in 2024 and scaled it to $1 million in revenue in the first year, which I was only able to do because I've successfully optimized 80% of the work that happens in my business. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 specific levers that separate the solopreneurs making a living from the ones building an empire. If you're still trading your time for money, this video is your exit strategy. I want to start by killing the biggest objection I hear when I talk about going solo. Starting a business is risky, my job is safe. For the last century, the path to the American dream was narrow. If you go to school, you get a degree, and you climb the corporate ladder, you'll get your picket fence and your 2.5 kids. In 2026, that well is running dry. Bosses are swapping out workers for the gig economy and AI, and staying with a single company for your career is practically unheard of. But the biggest change isn't what happened to jobs. While no one was paying attention, a huge change happened to starting a business. Starting a business used to be for daredevils. You needed to take out a massive loan, lease an office, and hire a dozen people just to answer phones and file paperwork. It was never the business that was risky. Overhead is risky. If you have a $20,000 payroll due on the 1st of each month, one bad month of sales in your first year can actually bankrupt you. But that is not at all what businesses look like today. You see, while everyone else was ringing in the new year, I've been getting my hands dirty with census data, and I found their best kept secret. The one-person company is already the new face of business. At the time of the last census, there were nearly 30 million non-employer businesses in the US, and that number is constantly growing. And if you think about it, it makes sense. A business with just one person has no payroll and usually 0 debt. They're not fitting out a commercial kitchen, they're working from home on their laptop. If a solopreneur has a bad month, they're not on the hook. They can tighten their belt until the next good month comes around. They're practically unkillable. But there's a dirty little secret about failure in this category. A solopreneur and a pizza parlor both get counted the same way when the business closes. But when the local pizza place goes out of business, yeah, it's a financial disaster. But when a non-employer business closes, oftentimes that person just got offered an executive position somewhere else, or they merged with a partner, or they simply retired. Compare that to a traditional job where your income can go to 0 overnight at someone else's discretion. But if you're here on the financial side of YouTube, I'm willing to bet that you're looking for more than just what's safe. Let me show you the growth path. First, there's the $10,000 per month model. This is about the top 12% of non-employer businesses. If you hit this level, you're making a good living. You've got your freedom, you've got your autonomy. Diving back into the data, the dominant models I found in this category are skilled trades. This will be your high-end creatives, your therapists, your consultants, jobs where you're sharing high-value information or skills. A lot of these jobs were traditionally done through firms that would handle the books. To bill $15,000 a month as a consultant, you needed an assistant to handle scheduling, maybe a junior associate for research, and your own bookkeeper. Today, AI takes over a lot of the grunt work. Your AI voice agent handles inbound calls and scheduling. An LLM reviews contracts in seconds, and automated invoicing systems chases payments for you. That means all your time is focused on the core value of your business. This is a great life. I want to be clear about that. You're financially free and you're in control of your time. If you stay here, you win. But there is one catch. Even with all the AI in the world, this model is still linear. You'll always have a choice to make between more time or more money, and you only have so much time in a day to give. To get from the top 12% to the top 1%, to grow from $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month and beyond, you have to stop selling you. You need to completely decouple your value from your time. No matter what your business is, there's 3 ways solopreneurs can create leverage, and it's always the same 3. The first lever is capital. Now, I don't know about you, but when I hear capital leverage, the first image that pops in my head is Warren Buffett or an old-timey factory tycoon. But for the solopreneur just starting out, capital leverage is actually about unit economics. Compare these 2 businesses. Company A is a traditional lead gen agency. It's a great market, it's simple, and selling proven services to businesses who need it. They hire 3 junior sales reps to manually make cold calls and send emails. They pay for office space, insurance, and salaries. Their profit margin is maybe 20%. Company B is you, just you. You don't hire staff, you don't rent an office, you stack 3 AI tools that cost you $400 a month total. These tools find leads, verify emails, and write messages 24/7. Your margin is 90%. If these companies both make $20,000 this month, company A has $4,000 left over, you have $18,000. Even though you're making the same amount of revenue, you've got more cash to reinvest and more cash to enjoy. That is capital leverage. The second lever is media. Again, the first image that pops into your mind, probably not very helpful. The goal is not to launch your business empire on TikTok and YouTube sponsors. You need to stop thinking about getting the most views and start thinking about getting the right views. And that's why you need to balance inbound views, the ones you get building your personal brand after years of filming videos, posting every week, and praying to the algorithm, with outbound views. That's when you build your own distribution channel that lands directly in your future clients' laps. A curated email list of 500 verified decision makers is a more powerful media asset than 100,000 followers on TikTok, because you're not at the mercy of the algorithm. Let's go back to our example of selling leads. Instead of making a video about sales, you build a list of every company in the US that's currently hiring a sales rep. I just told you you're not selling your money for time. So why are we looking for job openings? Because that's a direct line to every company in the US that has raised their hand and said, I need more leads. Now you build that list by using the third lever, which is code. This used to be gated. If you didn't spend years studying computer science, or if you didn't have a few $100,000 to hire a dev team, you were completely locked out. But in 2026, if you can write English, you can write code. In the old days, if you sold lead generation, you spent your Sunday nights manually looking up CEOs on LinkedIn and pasting their names into a spreadsheet. Now you use a tool like Replit or Cursor or even N8N. You tell the AI, scan the websites of 1,000 companies in this market, look for a we're hiring page and check what positions they're looking for. If they're hiring in sales, find the marketing director's name and write a personalized email referencing their open job post. Then AI writes the code, and the code does the work of 10 people in 10 minutes. And every morning there's a marketing director hearing from you about how you're going to save them 3 months of recruiting and training with an automated system that generates leads from day one. And the cost to run this program for 5 clients is the same as running it for 50. You have the leverage to scale this arbitrarily large. So right now you have everything you need to wield all 3 levers. You have high margins because you're building based on software, not staff. You have a direct line to customers via automated cold email, and you have automated fulfillment so you don't burn out. But here is where 99% of people fail. A lot of people think, if I build it, they will come. But let me be brutally honest with you. In a noisy, competitive, AI-driven world, they will not come. You can have the best AI stack, the best scripts, and the cleanest code, but none of it matters if you don't know who to contact and what to say. This is exactly what we focus on inside the Scaling System Society. We take you from a solopreneur with an idea to a founder with cash flow. We've helped over 100 complete beginners, people with no audience and no coding skills, sign their first B2B client in 60 days using automated cold outreach. If you want to stop trading time for money and start building a client acquisition engine that runs while you sleep, click the link in the description. I'll see you in there.